very first Parliament of the World's Religions took place in Chicago in September of 1893. It was during the World's Fair, the Columbia Exposition, and nobody really knew how many people would show up for the Parliament of the World's Religions, but 4,000 people came, and they met for the first time at the Art Institute of Chicago. It was a historic moment because religious leaders from the East and the West came together for the first time for interfaith dialogue. It was organized primarily by Christians, but many of the Christian churches would not allow their congregants to participate because it was a daring move. It had never been done before. And many Americans had never even met a Hindu, a Jain, a Buddhist. It was an epiphinal moment in the history of interfaith. So many different articles and books and memoirs were written about that event, and they differed in perspective, but they all seemed to agree on one point, that the highlight of that conference was the appearance and the speech of Vivekananda, a Hindu monk from the Ramakrishna order in India, tall, dark-skinned, stately. When he arose and said his initial words, "Sisters and brothers of America," the audience went wild. They leapt to their feet, and it took a while to calm them down so he could continue. I want to share with you now some of the words from his speech because they point out that then, as now, the main goal is to eliminate violence in the world and to understand many streams, one river. That was his message to us, and it's a message that we still need to consider today.
Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanaticism, have long possessed this beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. But their time is come, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecutions with the sword or with the pen.
So what happened after that historic moment in 1893? Well, nothing for about 100 years, but seeds had been planted. And 100 years later, the monks of the Vedanta Society in Chicago said, we have to have a centennial celebration. We can't let this moment pass. And so they organized what is now considered the modern-day Parliament of the World's Religions in Chicago in 1993. And they waited to see, and almost 10,000 people came from all over the world. People came, as the expression goes, out of the woodwork. There were people who just felt instinctively, they felt magnetized, they had to come to that important event. And so the interfaith movement took off in a huge way. And after that, in 1999 in Cape Town, South Africa, 2004 in Barcelona, 2009 in Melbourne, Australia, 2015 in Salt Lake City, Utah, 2018 in Toronto, Canada. And now in 2023, once again, the Parliament will be held in the historic birthplace, Chicago. You should come.